Hello, this is Beverly Keppel, and this is the third of our video series on communication and building rapport. You've been observing people lately, and hopefully you're managing to notice whether they're outgoing and louder and open in their communication with you, or whether they're more reserved and quieter and a little closed in their communication. We can also observe people in what they talk about. We have people who talk about tasks. They're interested in things. They like to talk about their activities, what they're doing in sports-wise. They talk about the tasks involved in work. As opposed to other people who talk about their family and friends, and when they're talking about what they've done, it'll always be in relation to what they did with other people. So if you have a look at this, it's a continuum between task-based and people-focused. So when you're observing people, you will notice that they talk about either more about the tasks involved, the things, or the people involved. For instance, let's say you ask someone what they did in the weekend and they said they went to a restaurant. Well, the task-focused people will tell you that they went to this new restaurant, they had difficulty finding it, and then they had an even greater difficulty finding a parking space, but eventually they got there, and yes, they liked the decor and it was very nice and they had a lovely evening. Now, your people-focused people will say that they went to this new restaurant with their old friends that they hadn't seen for such a long time, and they had a great natter and lots of laughs. They had an excellent waiter who looked after them, and all in all, it was a thoroughly good evening, and it was so great to see their friends again. We can put all of this together on a chart where we have going from top to bottom here, outgoing, louder, through to reserved and quieter. And we can divide it up onto the left-hand side being task-focused and the right-hand side being people-focused. So this gives you 4 distinct quadrants that people will lie somewhere around in. Let's think about yourself for a moment. Whereabouts on this line did you think you lie? That will put you, maybe you're here. And then whereabouts on this line are you? Maybe you're over here. So this puts you in this quadrant here. So we can put this all together in terms of descriptives to describe these quadrants. The first quadrant, where we have outgoing and task-focused, is called the dominance quadrant. And people who fall in this quadrant like to feel powerful, in control of things. People who are in this quadrant here, where they're outgoing, but they're people-focused, they like to influence other people. They love to be popular. They want to be liked by people. In this quadrant down here, we have reserved, quieter people who are focused on people. They're very family orientated and they like everything to be steady and not change. They like everything to be peaceful. And in this final quadrant over here, we have people who are reserved, but they're focused on task. They like everything in their lives to be perfect. And we call that quadrant compliance. So these are the 4 distinct behavioural styles: dominance, influence, steadiness, and compliance. And if you are in one of these quadrants, you can be somewhere, like you might be very highly people orientated, but more outgoing than quieter. So you can be anywhere in this quadrant. So that's why you get all sorts of different behavioural styles of people. So what I'd like you to do from now onwards, please, is when you're having your conversations with people, listen to what they're talking about. Are they talking about tasks, things, or are they talking about people? And you can continue the conversation to build rapport, talking about what they like to talk about. So ask some questions about either tasks or people, depending on what they are. And I shall see you in the next video. Bye now.